Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Leo from the Collectors Guild, and you may not know what that is, but it's probably because I just haven't really created it yet. But that's okay. You'll learn about it at some point. This is my first video, so it's gonna be a little rough around the edges. But bear with me, bear with me. This is a how to play quick guide. You know what I mean, for Disney Lorcana, the trading card game. And just in case you were wondering, I am creating these videos so I have more people to play with. But I can't I can't teach and play at the same time all the time. But that's besides the point. Let's go ahead and get into it. First things first, I got the table of contents here for you, and you can't see me, but I'm doing a lot of pointing with my hands, and at some point, I'm probably going to record myself doing this because I probably look ridiculous, but that's okay. I am going without a script, but I do have a slight script here for you guys right here. We got the about the game, or I'll tell you about the creators and the current releases that we have out as of the releasing of this video. Then we got the cards, that you will be playing with or might not be, but I figured, if you're watching this video, you either got them or you want to get into this, so good luck. But you got your card types, and you have the parts of the card, the things you should probably know about so you can actually play the game. And then you got your ink types. Your ink types, those are very important because those are the types of the card that you will be using. And you should probably at least know what they are. And at some point, I'll probably release videos saying what each type is well known for, which type is it's typing, so there is that. But then you got your deck construction, and that's pretty important because you got some starter decks already out there made for you, and then you got parts of that starter deck that you should probably understand. And if you don't have a starter deck but you built a deck, there's still parts of the deck you should probably understand. But besides the point, in order to actually play, you need the deck, but then there's how to play. And to play, you gotta set it up. If you don't set it up, you won't be playing anything. So I'll be explaining that. And then you got your phases. Once you do start playing, you gotta know how to play, which is broken down into phases. And the more I speak, the more I realize, dang, I did a good job with this. I'm not mad at this. But you got your beginning phase and your main phase. Excuse me, sorry about that. I'm not really recording this. This is my first video, so I expect mistakes, and you should too. And then you got your how to win. It's just like any other card game, you hope to win, you plan to win, you pray you win, you try to win, you win. All right, there as of right now a couple ways to win, and I literally do need a couple just because I've played my fair share of trading card games. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move on because this is supposed to be a quick guide. All right, so about the game, it was created by Ravensburger, which I don't know if you can see that tiny little blue triangle. That triangle? Yeah, that tiny little blue triangle. I'm the one that put it there. I should know, but they were created by Ravensburger. I don't know if you've ever heard of these other games, but you've probably seen them if you were in the toy section, like me at Target or Walmart, or literally any other store with a toy section. But they created the Marvel Villainous and the Disney Villainous. Both games I have not played yet, but I've been talking about getting them, and I'm gonna get them at some point. I just, bills and stuff. So, that's why I'm doing this. You just hope to get the money, and then you buy them, and then maybe you make a video on them, and then you get those, and then you buy them, and yeah, that's how that goes. But as of right now, those are the two main games that I'm interested in that Ravensburger has created, and I've heard they're pretty fun games. Now, in terms of the current game that I'm teaching you, we have some releases we need to talk about for a little bit. As of right now, the date is March 20th, 2024, and they've released the first chapter, Rise of the Floodborn, and Into the Inklands. Now, all three of these sets, I love them. I love them with a passion. I cannot begin to explain to you how much I love these sets, just so much. And at some point, I don't know if they'll ever watch this video, because for all I know, it may not make it. But I can tell you, if we get a Kingdom Hearts release, it's over. Have my money. You could have me. You can take everything I have. I'm not rich. I don't make a lot of money right now, but I'd be willing to blow it on that. But as I was saying, the first chapter, Rise of Floodborn, Into the Inklands. If you're just now picking up the game, I would honestly start with the first chapter just to learn. If you've been playing the game for a minute, or you're already in the game but haven't played your first actual game, then I'd say go for any of them. They are just starting out, you know? It's no rush. Well, maybe a little rush, you know, it's hard to find cards, but yeah, besides the point, let's get into the nitty gritty. All right, so first things first, we got characters, all right? These are some of the most important cards in your deck. The characters are going to be used to acquire lore and do a bunch of other things. I don't want to go into too heavy detail just because I do know I will be releasing videos in the future on what each of these cards can do, but just know the characters, they are probably the most important and the most fundamental part of the deck, which again, I will get into when we get to that part. But as of right now, you got your characters. Next, you got your locations. Now, for those who've been playing for a minute, and maybe you just didn't hear about the locations, locations are a newer type of card in the game. And I will admit, they're pretty dope. They can't attack, and you know, you don't expect them to, but they do some pretty cool stuff for you. Like the one I got right here, the Sorcerer's Tower. I can't tell you for the life of me what it does without reading the screen. And I don't want to read the screen. I just don't, because you know, no script. I'm doing this from the top of the dome, and I'm gonna figure this out. But after locations, we got our item cards. Our item cards, they're pretty nice. You know, they give you a nice little advantage every now and then. Some of them stay on the board, some of them come off the board. You know, they do what they do, and they do things good or bad. It just depends on how you look at it. Just depends on how you look at it. And next, you got your action cards. All right, so our action cards, man, they do great things as well. Again, no script, so you know I may sound a little crazy. This is again the first video, and I'm just gonna throw this out there. But you know, you got your action cards. They do some cool things. They do some good things. They do some bad things as well. But then you got your action song cards. Now the action song cards, man. In terms of gameplay, I greatly appreciate how these action song cards work. Like if you play any other card game, actions and action songs, they definitely work like instants, with the exception of the fact, you know, that you can't play them on your opponent's turn as of right now, from what I know. You can't play them on your opponent's turn, but on your turn, if you don't want to spend it, there's another way to get it out there. But you know, we'll get to that eventually. We'll get to that later. But for now, those are your 5 card types. You got your characters, you got your locations, your items, your actions, and your action songs. And again, as of right now, the date is March 20th, 2024. There aren't any other cards right now, but you know, that could always change in the future. But hey, that's besides the point. All right, so now I should probably tell you the actual parts of the card. That way you can actually understand, like, you know, what these cards are and what they do and how to actually use them. So I'm gonna go ahead and break that down for you. You got the name, and the name of this card is Mickey Mouse. Wayward Sorcerer. I'm reading off the screen, so I'm gonna sound ridiculous. I expect these things. And then next we got the cost. Mickey here, he costs 4. He's not a bad card. Doesn't cost too much, doesn't cost too little. You can get him out, you know, more or less by maybe not mid game, but you definitely could get him out by early game, especially depending on what colors you play. You know, it's gonna be a nice little segue right there. But next you got your inkwell icon. That inkwell icon, very important. That inkwell icon means that it can be used as ink. If it does not have that inkwell icon, then it cannot go into your inkwell. But hey, I'll explain that at some point. Just not yet. Next, you got your ink. Your ink type, your ink color, your ink. I'm not really sure. I just know that the word right now is just ink. And Mickey's ink here, it's amethyst. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what amethyst was until this game came. Well, actually, I'll take that back. You know, you got Steven Universe. But again, besides the point. After that, you got abilities. Now, most cards do have abilities. Not all cards do, but that will be later explained. But for now, most cards do have abilities. You read those abilities. Some abilities do have the parentheses with some more words in them that will further explain what the card does. But as you continue to play, you'll have these, you know, knocked out off the top of your head. After that, you got strength and willpower. Now, only character cards have this, and locations as of right now, locations have willpower, and characters have strength and willpower. But again, I'll explain that a little bit later. And then last but not least, you got lore value. Most character cards do have lore value. Some I do believe don't, but I could be wrong. I can always go back and check. This is my first video and I can't stress that enough. And for a quick guide, I will admit, I may not be moving too quick, but I got a little surprise for you guys at the end of this video. All right, and then next we have our ink types. As of right now, there are 6 ink types total. You have Amber, Amethyst, Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire, and Steel. All 6 of them are good at certain things. Some of them do I don't know what the word is, but a lot of them do share abilities, but some inks are just better at those abilities than others. But I'll have a video for that in the future. I will be going over each ink type. I'll be going over a lot of things. I'm gonna let you guys wonder about that. That way you actually watch my videos and hear stuff. Yes, there's that. All right, so after ink types, you do have your deck construction. You do have your parts of the deck. There are 60 cards inside of a deck, 4 or less copies of each card, and 1 or 2 ink types. I will admit, going into this, I thought you could only do 2 ink types, but I recently learned you can build a solid deck with 1 ink type. And later in the future, I will be going over how to build a deck, especially in each color, your color pairings, just to see what works best, because I play the game too, so I want to have fun, and with my fun, I want to share my fun with y'all's fun. That way our fun can come together and just be one big old fun thing. But as of right now, there are a total of 7 starter decks, and that's all I'm going to say about that, because again, I got a little surprise for you guys at the end. All right, now as far as your how to play, there is a setup. You shuffle your 60 card deck, then you have your lore counter set to 0, whether that be on the mat or you have a set of dice, and you use what you can. You have some pennies aside, who knows? You can place your deck, draw your 7 cards, but here's a little twist for you. Well, here's a twist for non-TCG players. You can't get a mulligan. You can alter your hand if needed, but I'll go over that in a later video. But for now, just know you can't alter your hand if need be. And then after that, you determine who goes first. You hit you a little rock, paper, scissors, a coin toss. You fight it out. You just sing your favorite Disney song, see who sings it the best, whatever you got to do to determine who goes first. All right, so once you actually get the game set up, you do have your phases. You have your ready phase, where you restand your exerted cards, your set phase, where at the start of turn, effects take place, and then you have your draw phase, where you draw a card from the top of your deck. But all of those, you ignore if it's your first turn. If your first turn in the game, you don't have anything on the board, so there's nothing to worry about. After that, you get into the nitty gritty. You got your main phase. You play a card, you can activate a character ability, you activate an item ability, or you can complete a character action. With character actions, characters can either quest, challenge, exert abilities. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just those 3 for now. But at some point in the future, we'll probably get something good. We'll probably get something better. Just wait and see. All right. So lastly, you have your how to win. Now, this is extremely important because obviously you're playing this game to have fun, but let's be honest. You also want to win. You don't necessarily want to lose. But in order to win, the name of the game is to gain 20 lore before your opponent does. Now, in order to do this, you can quest with characters, you can gain passive lore with locations, or you can challenge your opposing exerted characters to stop your opponent. Now, me personally, I like to try and destroy everything on the board. That's just what I do. But others out there, they like to deck out your opponents. Now, I am very against that. That's all I'm going to say. I'll explain why one day. But for now, just know I don't like that. I don't like decking out. It's not fun. But that is the end of this quick little 15-minute video that I'm here creating, because 15 minutes is my, unfortunately, it is my time limit. And, people have short attention spans. But with that being said, for every 10 likes on this video, I'll go ahead and let you guys know I will be giving away 1 pack from each release, which means there's a pack from first chapter. There's a pack. Yeah, there's a pack from Rise of the Floodborn, and then a pack from what's the name of the other one? Into the Inklands. So go ahead, get me up to 30 likes, drop a comment, leave a comment, don't leave a comment, either or, but definitely subscribe. Definitely subscribe, because there are more videos on the way. All right, we'll just wait and see. It's coming. It's coming.